so today I decided to try out my new Oden's eye makeup that I got in the mail. I did get a couple of different palettes, and I got a blush and a highlight as well as some lip products to try out. So the palette we're going to use today is the Norns eyeshadow palette, which the plastic just came out. But this is what we're going to play with today. I don't actually know what I'm gonna do, but we're gonna try it out. I'm gonna start by priming my eyes. I'm using the Milani eye primer. Anyway, I'm just gonna kind of mix it a little better on my hand. And I'm gonna just use the mirror in the palette. Watching Bailey Sarian before this. I feel like I go through phases where I really enjoy watching someone and I watch them a lot, and I go through phases where I can't be bothered. Still miss them, still think about them, and they're posting regularly, but for some strange reason I just don't put them on, and now I'm just kind of getting back into it. Now I need to figure out actually what I'm gonna do all that sets. So this is what the palette looks like, if you haven't seen it before. This is, I think, their newest collection. My only complaint is the texture. The texture of the palette itself is a little rough, which if it scrapes against something it might make that sound that I hate, which is I just can't show you. I think I'm gonna the lip color that I'm gonna be using is Water Lily, so I think I need to try and plan an eye look that will go well with that. I'm going to start by dipping into Mist, which is this sort of mauve-y color here. This is probably gonna be really pigmented, and I just put a lot on my brush, so let's see what happens. I'm just gonna start by putting this in my crease. So far, so good. This is my first time trying Oden's eye. I live in Canada, and it took about a month for it to reach me after I placed the order. Luckily, I didn't end up getting charged duties as soon as it hit Canada, which is what I was fully expecting. I do not know what that beeping sound is. Something's beeping. I don't know if you can hear it. It's coming from outside. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just hearing it. Okay. I'm just kind of playing with the colors and seeing what happens. I don't really have like a plan for this. I just wanted to put it on. I just felt like playing with my makeup and I wanted to test it out. This is basically a first impressions video. I wish I was a little more energetic, but for some reason I'm not. Okay. So I got this crease color down. I think I can spend like 20 years just blending my crease. once I kind of turn into into better lighting, I can kind of see a little more better. I have to like literally turn my head like this, but I just don't have anywhere to prop my camera up that way to film it that way, and I keep holding this up in front of my face. But yes, this is what we did so far. Now I need to figure out what to do next. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Pragmatism, which is this brown right there, and start building this one up just in the outer corner. I'm not trying to make this super neutral. I am going to play with a little bit of the color, but I'm just trying to make it sort of have a basis for me to work around. So I'm just using the tip of my Spectrum B06 to build right in the outer part. I know lighting is not the best in here, but I'm just working with what we got. This is really nice. If you guys have been thinking about getting Oden's eye, so far so good. Obviously you can watch as many different tutorials and reviews as you might feel that you need to before you settle on actually placing the order. I recommend doing that with any purchase you're planning on making. Okay. I'm just doing my typical shape because I don't really have much experience with any of the shape. But right now I have that laid down. Now what I really want to try and do, if I can, is I think I'm going to take Outsider, which is this. It looks like a teal in the pan to me. I'm going to take this e.l.f. liner brush and I'm gonna attempt to do almost like a graphic liner. Let's see if it shows up. I'm literally just drawing a line. And I'm just tapering it in a little bit. That's kind of what we're working with. I'm just gonna do the same to the other side and we'll see if there's any way to kind of zhuzh it up. I've always wanted to test out this shape on my eyes. Like I said, I was watching Bailey Sarian like all day before this. Just cuddling with my cats, enjoying my day off. Played a little bit of Animal Crossing. It was a fun time. My boyfriend's mom made some banana bread that I got to have a little bit today. It was so good. It's probably not super even at all, but this is what we're working with. in my limited amount of supplies, if you had a white eyeliner, I would have placed that down first. Place that white eyeliner down first and then go over it with the teal. I think that would have worked a lot better, but for what I'm trying to do here, I think it's kind of working. Now, I think I'm gonna go in with a shimmer, but I'm not sure which shimmer. The shade Obsessed is really calling to me. Amber Palace, maybe. That one's all glitter. Optimism. I think on a tissue box. Oh man, these swatch really nice though. So I think I might go in with Optimism, which is that more silvery shade. Is that what I want to do? Might start with that because I think I'm gonna use one of the more bold shimmers in the lower lash line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my Spectrum A13. I'm going to put the shade Optimism on it. Oh, that is pretty. And I'm going to spray it with the Milani Make It Last. I'm gonna aim away from the palette because I've definitely made that mistake before. And let's just see what happens. I'm going to start by tapping it in the center of my lid. Oh. And then gently work it across the lid. That's pretty. I think that's working. I think that's doing what I wanted it to do. I'm trying not to bring it really too far up near that liner because I just want it to be sort of a fade into the outer V. Same thing on the other eye. Get some on the brush, spray it, tap it into the other eye. Now, I'm not somebody who can do my entire eye look on one eye and then go off camera and do the other look. I just don't understand how people can do that. I feel like I'd forget exactly what I did. Or sometimes, because I have a lot of brushes, but I don't have that many brushes. What if you do part of a look that you need to, you know, put the lighter color down and then you go in with the darker color after, but now the darker color is blocking the lighter color and you're gonna end up mixing it on the other eye. It won't look even. I suppose most people have color swatches though, but or not color swatches, those color switch things. Those are cool. I want to get one of those, but I do not have one at this time. So I'm making do. This is what we're working with. I don't know if it looks good. I think it looks nice. I don't know if anybody else is gonna like it. But that sounds like a them problem. So I'm gonna go in now just with some concealer on my under eye. Blanking. And this is the Juvia's Place one. I think I mentioned before, I don't love it. I will not likely repurchase it. I will probably look at something else. But for what it is, it's fine. There's a whole ton in this container though. Like this is pretty full. But my my little sponge that my cat has apparently clawed already. It's not super damp. It's wet from when I washed it last night. But like not really. Like it's kind of drying, but it's still pretty squishy. And this is my problem with it. Do you see right there how it's not blending? I don't know why that happens, but it seems to only happen with this one, and I think it's because when I blend my eyeshadow primer, it's not really like like it does it on the inner corner too. Like it's just not really making it better. I don't know why it does that. Does anybody else have this problem? Because I don't know if it's my skincare. I don't know if it's just my skin texture. I don't know what it is. I feel like I've been constantly dealing with that problem anytime I use that concealer. I kind of want to try the ColourPop concealer. I honestly can't even think of any other concealers that might interest me. I do like my Milani one. I only have two. If you're wondering what my concealer collection is, it's these two. I have the Juvia's Place and the Milani. I like the Milani one. And in comparison, the Juvia's Place is just fine. But I'm gonna try and use it up. I'm going to go in with my CoverGirl Professional Translucent Powder. Just take a little bit on the brush and go ahead and set that concealer. Yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of concealers that I'm interested in trying because they're either really expensive in my opinion, or I'm just scared that they're not gonna work, or both. Like I'm scared to put that kind of money into something that I'm just not invested in. I'd rather spend $30 on an eyeshadow palette than on a concealer, especially since I'm not somebody who's big on face, complexion, makeup. I'm big on things like, you know, blush and highlight, but I'm not big on that other thing. I'm going to take so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the shade Why Not. We'll use Hallucination, which is this sparkly green. I'm just going to get this on my brush, and we're going to start pressing that against the lower lash line right here in the middle. And the reason I'm doing that in the middle is because I'm going to go back in with that Obsessed shade that I had started with, and I'm going to kind of use that on this outer part just to try and connect it, but I don't want it to overshadow this pop of green that I'm trying to put in here. This is one of my favorite things to do when I'm doing my makeup, is just put this sparkly shimmer on my lower lash line. Like I wore a look like this to work once that I actually really liked. I used the ColourPop That's Taupe palette, I think it's called, and one of the ColourPop Super Shock shadows, the one from that that Black Lives Matter collection. That's not what it was called, but that one where all the packaging was black. I got that duo, and yeah, the pink in it, I used that to make my lower lash line pink, and I ended up really liking it. So I've just started kind of incorporating that technique into my makeup. And this is what it's looking like. I think it looks good. And I'm gonna go in with Obsessed, which is once again that color that I just watched. I didn't even use this on my eye. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm using this color. Hi, Ginger. Oh. This is just to kind of help make the lower lash line pop, but work in those mauvey tones that I had originally started with. I mean, realistically, a gorgeous eye look would have just been that mauve, and then like this mauve, and then this shimmer blended out. Would have been beautiful. And I have a cat walking around me. I have two sleeping up there. I don't know if you can see them. Looks like Buddy's waking up. Hi, Gingy Pie. She's exploring. And I'm just going back and forth. I'm basically allowing the application itself to blend it out. Okay. There's definitely a cat hair on that now. Okay. This is what we're working with for the eyes. I think it looks kind of cool. It's different from what it's a little different from what I've done before. So for now I'm gonna need that mirror still. What am I doing? I'm going to go ahead and go in with my bronzer. I'm just gonna use this color, this Wet n Wild bronzer in Sunset Striptease on this big old fluffy brush, the Spectrum A01, which is still a little damp. I'm using the camera. Don't know how I get cat hair on everything. I guess I don't get cat hair on everything. The cats get cat hair on everything. Way too much bronzer on this brush now. I don't even know if you can understand me. I feel like I'm talking so quietly. Ooh, got a little brown. Okay. Even when I'm not feeling high energy in a situation like this, where I'm very, very low energy right now, and it's not gonna give you guys the best idea of my personality, but even when I'm like this, it's so therapeutic to just sit on my floor with my makeup and see if I can do something different, something fun, something interesting. We're gonna go ahead and try the blush now. So I got the Oden's Eye Flower blusher, which is the shimmery one. I got it in the shade Water Lily because I wanted to match the lip color. And I'm gonna use my, actually I'm gonna use my Real Techniques blush brush for this one. I don't know why, I just feel like it. So this is my Real Techniques blush brush. And I'm just gonna go in it, and I'm sure I'm picking up way too much. I'm sure it's gonna be really pigmented, but I don't know why I smelled that. Just getting the proper lighting, just to make sure. I guess lighting is technically everything. Yeah, in this lighting it looks like it's just like a big blob right there. That's not at all what it looks like. Or maybe it is, and I'm just delusional. Oh, it's giving a sheen. You can kind of see the sheen that it's giving off. Oh, it's nice. Ooh. We got a lot on got a lot on the brush. But I am just trying to use like a lighter hand. And I'm gonna get quite a bit on my nose. So a big theme with Oden's eye, from what I can tell, is fairies. Alva, I'm pretty sure means fairy. Unless I read that wrong when I heard that. But I love fairies. I want to look like a fairy. Okay, so far 10 out of 10 with the blush. Here's the real test, is the highlighter. So many people keep talking about their highlighter palettes. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to end up getting one of their highlighter palettes, because I'm not 100% sure if I'm really a highlighter palette type of person. I really do like having just one compact with one shade. I'm just going to go in with my, this is what it looks like. I'm just skipping steps here. This is the Oden's Eye Norn's Mesmerizer highlighter in Web of Destiny. This one's that one that's like pink and gold. I'm not seeing a whole lot getting on my brush. I'm not sure if this brush is going to be the best for applying this particular one. Why aren't you working? Is it me? Okay, this brush does not seem to want to pick up the product. That's kind of working. This is glitzy. If you don't mind a glittery highlight, this is great. I'm undecided how I feel about a glittery highlight. But the color shift is beautiful. I am just gonna take that original brush and kind of go back over it. It really didn't pick up any product for me, so that's something to be aware of. But once I applied it with my finger, and I'll show you guys in better lighting in a second. Yeah, that worked way better. So now I'm gonna go in with some mascara, and this part can take me 40 years, so we'll just go ahead and skip ahead. Alright. Mascara is on. It got messy. I somehow managed to miss and got it all over my thumb, and it's definitely getting on my eyelid, but we're just gonna let that dry and deal with that later. I'm going to just take this pencil brush, and I'm gonna go with the shade Pink Chameleon, which is this sparkly white one. It looks like it's maybe gonna be a duochrome. I'm not really sure, but it's got like a white base, and then it's got a lot of pink reflex in it. Oh yeah, that's a duochrome. And that's gonna be my inner corner highlight. Oh, that's beautiful. I can never get my inner corner highlight to be this blinding. Oh my god, that's beautiful. This is like a better version of that shade that I loved that was in the ColourPop Element of Surprise palette. I actually, when I decluttered that palette, I actually took out the white from the My Little Pony palette and I switched it out. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's beautiful. I love that. Okay. So now I think we only have a couple steps left and then the makeup's technically done. I'm just gonna quickly do my brows. Keep closing this palette, and I'm not done with the mirror. I don't do a lot to my brows at all. I just kind of, I pretty much avoid right in the middle here if I can, because I do not want my eyebrows to get too heavy. It just ruins my entire face. But I just kind of fix this arch. Never really looks like I do a whole lot to my brows except for brush them. Just gonna do that part. And this is literally all I do. Like, it doesn't even look like I do anything to my brows. Okay. Brows are done. Going to go ahead and apply the lip color now. We'll see if this matches. It might not, but this is the, ooh, this smells like a popsicle. This is an interesting consistency. This is really sticky. This is the Alba Cream Lip Stain in the shade Water Lily. This is sticky. Color's beautiful. Okay. I'm just gonna take the spoolie side of my eyebrow pencil just to scratch away some of the flecks of mascara. That have dared to threaten my eyeshadow look. Okay. Last but not least, I'm going to take my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Setting Mist. And that's the finished makeup look. So I'm just gonna take the camera, ignore my drying clothes. This is what it looks like. I like it. I think it turned out really nice. It's different. I'm still getting used to, like, I'm trying to be like in the middle. You can see my guilt of my plate that needs to go downstairs still. But yeah, so this is the finished look. I hope you liked it. I guess final thoughts on the products itself. Eyeshadow palette, beautiful. Hate the texture of it in terms of like the packaging, but I will deal with it. Highlighter's beautiful if you're okay having to maybe do a different method to apply it. Blush, no complaints, beautiful. Weirdly sticky, but I can tolerate it, and I think the color looks really nice. I also did end up getting their lipstick. This is the Velvet lipstick in Light Peach, which looks like this. Probably looks darker than it actually will, but I have that one. And then I also got the Erd palette, that green one. So that's everything. I feel like my energy picked up a little bit. I feel good. I like it. I would go out like this, absolutely. And if you're considering trying Oden's eye, quality was there. So if you want to give it a go and you don't mind spending the money, you have the money to spend, go ahead and just do it. Thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit while I kind of perk myself up, and maybe I'll see you next time.